Thank y'all for coming today. We have 10 o'clock. I'd like to call to order the February 20th, 2018 meeting of the Limestone County Commission. Right off the bat, have the absolute pleasure and honor to recognize Mr. James Pack, who has been on the 911 board since its inception, since the beginning. Mr. Pack, I think you're going to get a lot of honors today, but I'm going to start with mine. Okay. Or the commissions, rather. If you wouldn't mind, Mr. Pack, I'd like to ask you to come forward.
Get the kids snapped in your
In recognition of outstanding service, whereas the Limestone County Commission appointed James Pack to the E911 Board of Commissioners on August 20th, 1990. That's a long time.
You're telling my age.
Yes. Whereas through his dedication, James Pack has represented Limestone County for 27.5 years. And whereas James Pack has dedicated countless hours to improve E911 services, and whereas the Limestone County Commission hereby finds it due, fitting, and proper to officially recognize James Pack for his commitment to Limestone County, therefore be it resolved that the Limestone County Commission hereby recognizes and commends James I. Pack for his outstanding service on the E911 Board of Commissioners. Mr. Pack, on a personal note, I appreciate it. That's something that, like I said, you don't get paid a dime to do. You did it out of love for a community.
I thought I got paid and just haven't got the check.
No, sir. They didn't tell you everything.
Didn't read the fine print.
Thank you for your service.
I would like to thank the commission for their appointing me to 7 consecutive 4-year terms. And I know that most of you were not here when that happened, but I appreciate it, and I appreciate it being an honor to me to serve.
Well, thank you. Now I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Jerry Crabtree. You know this rascal right here?
I know that.
Don't sit down yet. Stand right there. Thank you, Mark. Mr. Pack, I have a resolution, State of Alabama, House of Representatives, Montgomery, Alabama, resolution by Speaker of the House, Matt McCutcheon, commending James Pack for professional achievement and dedicated service, whereas it is with the highest commendation that James Pack is recognized for his distinguished record of professional achievement, and whereas Mr. Pack is retiring from the Limestone County E911 Board of Commissioners, where he is one of the original board members, and whereas the Limestone County Commission appointed James I. Pack to the E911 Board of Directors on August the 20th, 1990, and whereas through his dedication, James I. Pack has represented Limestone County for 27.5 years, and whereas he has dedicated countless hours to improve E911 services, and he has been part of bringing Athens, Limestone County 911 through many changes and making it what it is today. And whereas the Limestone County Commission will celebrate Mr. Pack's achievement during an official celebration on February the 20th, 2018. Now, therefore, this is a lot of therefores and whereas, isn't it? Be it resolved by the legislature of Alabama, both houses thereof concurring, that on the occasion of his retirement from the Limestone County E911 Board of Commissioners, and in recognition of his distinguished career, highest commendation is herein conveyed to Mr. James I. Pack, for whom a copy of this resolution is provided in admiration and appreciation, along with best wishes for all future endeavors. Signed, K. Ivey, Governor of the great state of Alabama.
Well, that's an honor. I appreciate it very much.
And it's been an honor to work with you over the past few years I've been on the board, and have learned from your expertise and experience, and it just, we won't forget you.
Well, it's been amazing the changes that have taken place since 1990 in this, and there's a guy that's responsible for a lot of the changes, too.
We're going to do his next week now.
Mr. Pack, don't run off just yet. In appreciation for your outstanding service and commitment while serving on the 911 Board of Directors, we present this plaque to you today, August 20th, 1990 to February 20th, 2018. That's a lot of great service, and we do appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
Everybody smile.
Good-looking bunch, isn't it?
Okay, Mr. Pack, I'm just going to say a couple of words. Both of us, we came back from a long way back. When the board started in 1990, I think I was probably at the first or second meeting of the board, and at that time I was representing the county fire departments in Limestone County, and we were talking about addressing and other things, and we had an exciting time then. And little did I know, about 15 years later, that I would be again speaking before the board, but this time in an interview. And Mr. Pack is instrumental in my progression and all the success we've had. He's been right there with us every step of the way. You know, there's a few people in your life that you meet and you talk to and you learn from that influence you. And one of them was my father, who was a Korean veteran, who influenced me greatly. And I can honestly say that Mr. Pack taught me a lot and influenced me and kept me on that straight and narrow road. And he's a very good steward for the county, for the 911 system, and he made sure we were doing everything we needed to do to serve the people of Limestone County. And that's what he always asked. Will this help us help the citizens of Limestone County? And it did. And Mr. Pack, I appreciate your guidance, your help.
Well, I appreciate what you've done, too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Pamela, do we have any other public comment?
No, sir.
All righty, at this time, we will, could you please call roll? And our
Commissioner-
esteemed legal counsel has joined us.
I just waiting on that.
Yeah, I know, I seen you out there, Mark.
Commissioner Hill,
Present.
Commissioner Turner.
Here.
Commissioner Black.
Here.
Commissioner Harrison.
Mr. Black, would you lead us in our pledge? Goodness gracious. Thank you, sir. All right, first item, I'll ask for a motion to approve minutes from February 5th and 14th of 2018. Do I hear such a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Black. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Turner. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, I will call for the vote.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Commissioner Hill.
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Motion carries unanimously. Our next item, I'll ask for a motion to approve claims in the amount of $685,949.28 as submitted to the commission. Do I hear such motion?
I'll make the motion.
A motion by Mr. Harrison. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Hill. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Commissioner Hill.
Aye.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Our next item under resolutions and orders, I'll ask for a motion to approve resolution acknowledging creation of a tax increment finance district number 7 by the city of Huntsville. Do I hear such motion?
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Black. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Turner. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Commissioner Hill.
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Motion carries unanimously. There are no items under contracts, agreement, grants, budget revisions, nor emergency purchases. This time, under board appointments, I'll ask for a motion to reappoint Margaret Tomlin to the Department of Human Resources Board, retroactive to October 1, 2017, with term ending September 30th, 2023. Do I hear such motion?
So moved.
A motion by Mr. Turner. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Harrison. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Commissioner Hill.
Aye.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Next item under award bids, I'll ask for a motion to award the joint internet services contract with the County Commission and City of Athens to WOW Business in the amount of $1,400 monthly, a one-time installation or setup of $1,000, and then the $74.99 monthly for the static IP addresses. Do I hear such a motion?
I'll make the motion.
A motion by Mr. Black. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Harrison. Any discussion?
Fish, you want to explain kind of what this is so people that don't know will know?
Previously, back in 2012, the internet access had been bid jointly with the city and the county. The award was, or the bid went to Charter Cable, and we had a 50 mega bandwidth. We were paying approximately $1,800 a month for that 50 mega bandwidth. What this bid is 500 meg at, it works out to be like $1,500 a month, 16.
Like $14.75.
So, I mean, we're saving money and we're getting, the pipe is basically 10 times as big. So, that's what this is.
We'll be getting rid of our cable, correct? Or do we have the capability to stream directly to TV and maybe get rid of our cable charge?
I don't know that they offer that service yet. We can certainly look into it, but that's something separate from just the internet. This is strictly internet access only.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. There's no more discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Commissioner Hill.
Aye.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. There's no personnel actions. We'll move on to our esteemed engineers report. Mr. Moss.
Mr. Chairman, I have two things for you this morning. First thing is a subdivision. It's a minor subdivision. It's Harris Place. It's a replat of tracks 15, 16, 17, and 18 of Harris Place, and also Stone Estate Lot 24. This will be for preliminary and final approval, consisting of 3 lots in District 4 off of on Harris Loop.
All righty. Do I have a motion to approve these following subdivisions as submitted by our engineer?
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Harrison. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Hill. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Commissioner Hill.
Aye.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
The second thing I have for you this morning is speed limit change for Legacy Grove and Arbor subdivisions. This is per their homeowner association request. We're moving it to 25.
And you're good with that, I assume.
Yes, sir. Very good with it.
So I'll ask for a motion to approve the speed limit request for Legacy Grove subdivision.
I make the motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Turner. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Hill. Any discussion? There's no discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Commissioner Hill.
Aye.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Do you have any?
We'll be, just one thing, Terry Bob asked me to mention to you guys that we'll begin spraying soon. So that's coming up just around the corner.
All right, other business. I'll ask for a motion to sell the following on Gov Deals from the Solid Waste Pickup Fund of District 1, a 2006 Ford Econoline van. Do I have the motion to sell this vehicle on Gov Deals?
So moved.
I have a motion by Mr. Hill. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Turner. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Hill.
Aye.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Our next item, I'll ask for a motion to approve Hawkins Groundwork Incorporated to demolish existing concrete dock at the Veterans Museum and dispose of debris in the amount of $14,900. Do I hear such a motion?
So make the motion.
I got a motion unanimous, so you can put one as a motion, and I'll assume one is a second for,
Second.
on discussion. This is Commissioner Hill has headed this up. This is just the next step. You know, Carl Hunt had came and removed the structure that he's going to preserve for the historical aspect of that, and this is just the next step toward the Veterans Museum. Jerry, how much money have y'all raised toward the building now?
We got around a little over 200,000.
Right, 200.
And we're in the infant stage of the fundraising mode. Hopefully can raise by Memorial Day. We're looking at, we got our teams going out now, getting with people that we think we can get money from, and we're shooting for close to $1 million by Memorial Day.
Well, this is,
This project. And let me just say that on the Veteran Museum side, that I appreciate everything the county does for the Veteran Museum. Without the county, we could not and would not exist. So thank you very much, gentlemen.
well, we appreciate everything you do, and anybody that's watching online or looks, if you want to, that's a very, very worthy cause. But this is this is the step of what we can do to help to get that prepared for that project to move forward. So, with no further discussion, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Black?
Aye.
Commissioner Hill?
Aye.
Commissioner Turner?
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison?
Motion carries unanimously. We have no scheduled public hearings, so we'll move to the report of the officers. Commissioner Hill?
Yes, it's good to have everybody here this morning. I'd like to thank all the volunteers. There's a lot of volunteers in this county that does a lot of volunteer work, especially today we're talking about the E911. I know that's important to the citizens of Limestone County, and we appreciate y'all. On the road notes, we still having potholes due to the weather, and just call us and let us know where they are, because some of them's unsafe. There's so many of them, so encourage drivers that if you're online watching to drive safe, drive the speed limit, and call in and let us know if you have problems. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Turner?
Yeah, I'd like to personally thank Mr. Pack for your service. 27 and a half years is a long time to do anything. So we appreciate it. Appreciate you being one of the founding members. And outside of that, as far as the district work, we're removing some trees that roots are popping the asphalt up, and got a crew out working on potholes today.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Black?
Also, Mr. Pack, congratulations and thank you on all the years that you put forth for the 911 board. I know it's not easy to show up when you're a volunteer, and I really appreciate all that you've done. Also, kind of on a personal note, my foreman, Tom Kilgore's grandmother, passed away yesterday. Keep that family in your prayers. She was 95 years old and very influential and important in Tom's life, and that's it's affected all my crew because she was kind of like our granny too. So also, we're doing a lot of patching. We had a lot of washouts from all the flash flooding that we had. We're having to do ditching that normally we don't do when it's as wet as it is, but we're having to do it now because it's washed all the stuff into the ditches. And then we're just cleaning out tiles because we see now that there's going to be a lot more stuff coming down through the ditches than we had expected. So I don't know what the cause of it is. I don't know why in the world we're getting so much stopped up, but we're trying to rectify that problem. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Harrison?
Mr. Pack, thank you for your service. We need people like you that's willing to give of their time and efforts, and you have really gone in the overboard, gone overboard. We appreciate it very much. Just to reiterate some of the things that has been mentioned about the flash flooding, we had a couple of roads that have been damaged. We had Lovell Road we had to close on Saturday a week ago, but we got it operational by Monday in a day. We also had significant damage on Sugar Creek Road, and there's a number of things that have made the roads kind of impassable. We got all of them back open. One thing that people can help with is that we had a number of garbage cans sucked into the driveway pipes and the cross drains. One thing that people can do is to pull your garbage cans back when when the garbage is picked up and get them away, especially in times when we're having flooding. Those are very difficult to get out because actually one guy had to call Roto-Rooter to get it out because we couldn't get it out. So anyway, just keep that in mind as flooding. And if you do see leaves piling up before the inlets to these drains, we've got thousands of them. We can't go and do it in a preventative manner like we'd like to be able to do. So if you see that and you've got a history of trouble with a cross drain, please call us beforehand and we'll come out and clean it out. Mark Massey and I went down to last week to a asphalt engineers workshop down in Auburn, Alabama. It was very informative. There was a lot of information thrown at us in a very short period of time, but we did learn some valuable information. We've got some formulations that may work for us and significantly reduce our cost. I'm excited about that. So that's where we were all of last week. One thing that I'd ask of my fellow commissioners, when some of us can't be at a work session, I know we can suspend the rules, but I know that last Wednesday we suspended the rules to hire 5 part-time workers for the courthouse security. I would just request, if an issue is not time sensitive, if it's not an emergency thing, that we wait and do that through a regular session, especially when I was gone and I think Jason was gone too, was there, where we can have a discussion on it. And two, for the people, where they can see the notice in the paper of what we're voting on the following regular meeting. That way they can have input to us about an issue. So I don't recommend us changing our bylaws or our rules, but just kind of a gentleman agreement that if it's not time sensitive, that we allow time for us to review and also to allow the people time to review issues that we're voting on before we vote on it. I'd appreciate it. Thank you very much. That's it.
All right. Mr. Pack, just like everybody else, thank you for your service. I'd also like to recognize Jerry Crabtree as a member of the board, Henry Pollock, Frank Travis, Mike Besh that's in attendance today. And I just want to say, Mr. Pack, running around with that bunch you've been running around with on the board, you really did excel. I don't thank Mr. Pack for his long years of service, but guys, thank all y'all too. It is a public service at the heart of it to step up and serve and help the community, and it's a tremendous service for the community. Thank everybody for attending today. I hope y'all have a great rest of the week, and I hope this dadgum stuff, whatever it is that started blooming yesterday that's got me clogged up. But I've got to get ready, because Frank Travis, our esteemed city councilman, 911 board member, has got me singing in poke salad. So.
And he does an awesome job.
Over the laughter. So, with that, we will recess until 10 a.m. on Wednesday, February 28, 2018, at the Washington Street Courthouse Annex at 310 West Washington Street. Y'all have a great week.